Welcome to the Got Invention Show. I'm your host, Brian Freed, and today our guest is Carmen Cook-Campbell. She's from Better Family Inc. Baby Products. Welcome to the show, Carmen.
Hello, thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Well, you're an inspiration to many inventors out there, to entrepreneurs. You're definitely far along the way on your journey, and I'd love to hear it. And everybody else who's listening and watching will love to hear it too. So why don't you tell us first off who you are, where you're from, and maybe what the problem was? And I have a feeling that it's probably going to be something baby related.
Great, absolutely. I'd be glad to. I strive to inspire because there's been a lot of inventors out there and founders that have inspired me, and I followed in their footsteps. So, if I can do that, I've accomplished everything.
Great.
So, I am a mother and a grandmother. So I have 3 children, then I have 2 wonderful grandbabies. So I started. My company and my invention and my product in 2010. I was a single mom at the time of 3 children, and my youngest, he always had diaper rash. So, and I was working full time. The older 2 were helping me out. I was working in the corporate world as a sales manager for T-Mobile, Verizon. I've worked with several of the big wireless companies 60 hours a week. So one day I said, there's got to be a better way.
So you had some problems as you were building and growing your family, and you'd probably realize that there's things that you probably could be doing a little bit better. And that's
Right.
why some of these products, and specifically one, came up, and then you started to add to it. Where are you from, Carmen?
I am originally from Gainesville, Florida, and then I've lived in North Carolina and then mostly around the Atlanta areas where I had most of my career in the wireless industry and sales and marketing. I came from a family of entrepreneurs, my grandparents, my parents. So I got most of my background. I've done some MLM marketing, so I got a lot of networking experience there. And then through the corporate world doing sales and marketing. So I've worked in and out. I've had a cruise franchise. I've done some other products. But then I said, there's got to be something that I can do for myself and my family, and working all these long hours and doing sales and growing these other companies. I said, why can't I do it on my own? I need to do my own project, have my own company, have my own products. So when I had this problem with my youngest son, who is now 16, but he inspired Swabbies, and he had diaper rash all the time. So there was always these products that were on the market. They had a lot of chemicals in them. They didn't work. I've tried everything. And if you're familiar with diaper rash and changing a baby's diaper rash cream does not wash off your hands very easily. So the free time that I had, I wanted to spend with my children. So we go on outings, and I'd have to change his diaper. We'd have to pull over on the side of the road if we were traveling. If we were at a fair or carnival or at the park. And as soon as I get it on my hand and get it on him, he'd do a squirm and a twist, and because he was very active, and he'd get it everywhere. So I said, there's got to be a better way where I can keep my hand on him, put this on, and then be done. So that's when I created Swabbies.
So I'm sure it was painful for both of you. So now you have this new
Absolutely.
solution. So why don't you show us what the product is and what it does?
Sure. It comes in a pre-filled applicator, so it's ready to use. Typically, it comes in a jar or a big tube, and you have to put it on your hand and then put it on the baby. And like I said, it doesn't wash off because it's made to give a barrier to keep the baby protected from the wet diapers. So most of your products are made with chemicals, and some of them don't work. So I said, not only do I got to come up with a better way to apply the diaper cream where I can keep one hand on him, I also have to come up with a better organic solution that works fast and is safe. So I did a lot of research, and what you do is you pinch, there's a seal inside the tube, it's patented. and you pinch it. And when you squeeze, the cream comes to the top of this very soft latex-free sponge. And then you just swab it on, and then you can recycle the plastic, or you can dispose of it with your disposable diaper. And never taking your hand off the baby.
And is that meant for a one hit, or is it more for the continuous use?
It's great for travel and on the go. So I was on the go a lot because I worked a lot. So when I had my, was not working, spending time with my children, we were going on outings and traveling and doing things. So it's great to throw it in the diaper bag. Home use, it's great for home use if you have long fingernails. A lot of ladies have nice long fingernails, and the diaper cream gets all underneath the fingernails. Some people just don't even like the feel of it because it's so greasy and sticky. So but it's especially for on the go and for a sanitary mess-free way of applying it. And yes, it's designed for a single use, but we leave it up to the parents whether they want to use it a second time that day. If they didn't use all the cream that's in it, it comes in a Ziploc bag that you can reseal it. So, and you get 2 in one pouch, or you can buy 1 in a single wrapper, and you can just throw them in your diaper bag or your purse.
Very
Great for
cool.
airplanes,
And
places you can only take so many ounces on the airplane. So
right, very good. And you came up with the name Swabbies?
yes.
Tell
Yep.
us about that. It's an interesting name.
Sure. Swabbies. It's easy. It's on the go. It's a swab everyone's used to, like a Q-tip swab. So that's how I came up with Swabbies, and it became a very popular name. Was available for trademark. So we started building the Swabbies brand. And what we plan to do is extend the brand line. We're going to be adding more products in the future. We're looking at some different types of wipes and other things that we're going to add to the line.
Okay. So you had this idea to make putting on this cream easier for the hectic parents out there.
Great.
What did you so I know that you have the business experience and the sales experience, and you seem like a real hustler to figure things out. But what did you end up doing? Like, you didn't think that you were going to be creating this cream in a special bottle and patenting it and getting into all this. What did you
No.
what did you do first when you came up with the idea? You said there has to be a better way.
The idea and the patent, I'll tell everyone, is the easy part. So getting the patent and coming up with the idea and getting the patent, that is definitely the easy part. When I did come up with the idea, I was out, and in whatever free time I had, I was out. I was on the computer. I was in the stores. I was researching, and there was nothing else out there like it. And it solved my problem, and it solved some other mom's problem at the time. So I said, all right, I'm going to go for it. So I was laid off. I worked for T-Mobile as a corporate store manager, managing a multi-million-dollar retail store. I was laid off with a severance package because they were redoing some restructuring. And I was at home, and I said, you know what? I was sitting there watching Shark Tank. It was the very first pilot episode of Shark Tank. And there's a great story behind that here. We're going to talk about in a little bit. But I was on my computer. I was doing patent searches. I filed for my own provisional patent. So I started Swabbies with only $110. I went out to the stores and I bought pieces and parts, and I was working on it at my kitchen table. And I Googled manufacturers. I started making phone calls. I started coming up with the name and the design. And then I started going to a Inventors Association meeting. They held it at Ryan's Steakhouse in Gwinnett County, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta. And I go every Saturday morning, and we would meet, and they would have different speakers and resources there and inventors you could talk to. I met the gentleman who made Mr. Coffee and the coffee maker. And I got to talking to some others, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go for this, but you need a lot of money. That's what I was saying. The time and the idea and the patent was the easy part. It was funding the whole project.
Okay.
finding manufacturers.
Now, the design. Tell us about that experience because it looks very unique. It's interesting. I mean, it's got
Right.
some dimension to it. So,
Right.
how did you come up with that design, and how many iterations of that design did you have to work on till you got to that? Because you said the putting in, and you put in at the time a provisional patent application.
Right.
But that
Right.
gives you the right for 1 year to say that you're patent pending while
Right.
you're exploring and kind of getting down what you're trying to accomplish there with the design and marketing and
Correct.
everything else. So you had that window
Right.
of the 1 year before you filed the non-provisional. So when
Correct.
you filed that, I guess that's when you started to really work on the design?
Correct. So once I filed that, I did some drawings myself, and I filed for that, and then I went out and I found a patent attorney.
Mhm.
And at the Inventors Association, I met some folks who talked about how to raise capital. So we put together what we call a private placement memorandum. And I started with my MLM experience. I started going through that list of friends and family and people I went to high school with, and, going down that list and just calling everybody and telling them what I was doing. Coworkers, I put on a presentation. I took the pieces, parts, designs that I put together myself from just buying things from the store, and started raising the capital, started selling stock at 30 cents a share in 2010 while I was contacting manufacturers online over in China. I contacted a patent attorney in Atlanta. I raised enough of capital at that point to go ahead and file for the patent. And we had to change the design a little bit. I had to come up with a unique shape of the sponge. So we came up with a little baby bottom design. And then we had to make sure that this seal in here would break properly. You had to be able to make sure that the cream was not too thick, that it wouldn't squeeze out, but not too thin, because diaper cream's got to be a certain viscosity and be able to put that barrier on the skin. So there was a lot of research and development, a lot of different manufacturers, CAD drawings, back and forth with the patent office. And then finally in 2014, I had actually had some product made, went to a trade show in 2010, and then in 2014, I actually received my patent.
Very nice. So, Carmen, I want to just step back a little bit into your journey here.
Sure.
Now, I'm a huge fan of inventors clubs. I've been personally running an inventors club for 15 years at this point. I know how valuable they are, and it seemed
Right.
like your inventors club there kind of really set you up on your journey. And there's inventors clubs all over the country that people don't know about, but you really found some good resources there, right?
Correct, correct. I did. The biggest resource that I found there was the SEC securities attorney, uh, and then some patent attorney referrals, and then just great folks just to bounce ideas off of. So that, yeah, trade shows, all kinds of resources. So that was great that I found that great group of people.
Great. Now, there was probably a point, I don't know, maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but there's manufacturing, which is what you ended up doing. And
Right,
then there's something called licensing, which is basically giving the rights to or renting the rights to your intellectual property
right.
to a company that has similar type of products where they manufacture it, distribute it, and you earn a royalty from it. So was there a point, because it seems like you just skipped right over that because look, some people know that they want to be an entrepreneur and you clearly are meant to be an entrepreneur, but maybe you wanted to be a mom and you wanted to be earning some residual income of royalties. Was there a point where you had that fork in the road to figure out what you wanted to do, if you wanted to start your business or maybe license your idea?
Yes, there was. I wasn't as familiar with licensing as I was with, like I said, my parents. I came from a family of entrepreneurs, and my parents had a manufacturing business that I worked with when I was 13
Mm.
and helped them. So I was more familiar with that than I was the licensing. My goal was at the time was my vision was to create the product, get a working prototype, take it to a company like Pfizer, who makes Desitin or Burt's
Right.
Bees, or one of those companies, Kimberly Clark, Procter Gamble, makes Pampers, Huggies. So I did reach out to a couple of those companies, but they were not looking at something at the time. So I said, well, I'm not going to wait on that.
Mm.
So that's when I decided I'm going for it.
Okay. Do we want to show the quick video of what the product looks like when it's applied, and then we're going to go a little bit deeper into what else you're working on?
Sure.
Okay. So there's your video. Uh-oh, that kid doesn't look too happy. Was that your kid or a model kid?
This was a model kid because mine, he was by the time we filmed this, he was 14.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
And
I've had a couple products, baby products, and when I made videos, perfect timing. The kids get into total meltdown mode, so
right,
I know how you
right.
feel. But
No,
go
he
ahead.
was great, and working with children when you're doing videos and commercials is very tedious, and you have to be very patient. But we had some great ones, so it turned out really well. So I'll go ahead and play that for you.
So you had this commercial
Right,
professionally made?
right, and that's my daughter actually.
Ah,
She's a model out of Atlanta. So it shows how you pinch, you squeeze, you apply it. And then this is the packaging. You can get it in the jar or the applicator. And it is disposable or recyclable.
very nice. And we're going to talk about all the other products there too. Very nice. Okay. Glad we got that video in. That was good because you can actually see it in use instead of just,
Right.
you see that, and we didn't have to have any live demos.
Right.
And we
Yeah,
got it
that's
from the
difficult
angle.
too.
Yeah.
Mine was very squirmy. So when you get that one that does the flip, and so when I went on to talk to the buyer at Bye Bye Baby, she totally related because she had the squirmy baby that did the flip.
Uh, so Carmen, you ended up getting the patent, or at least filed the patent. You found you made prototypes, you got the design down, you found a manufacturer, you went on this journey of raising funds. Like, sometimes people don't realize that it might not be as much as it could be, or like some people might be able to handle the finances, or they might go out and raise the funds.
Right.
When you got the pricing from the factories, it seems like you raised the money first before you paid for the factory. Like, what was your options there? Of because a lot of inventors kind of don't really go on that journey of raising funds, and you happen to run into an SEC attorney at your meeting, so maybe that was the journey that they particularly took you on. But what's your take on that direction that you went?
Sure. And like I said, it's you always have to plan more than what it costs triple than what you originally think it does because you're going to run into issues. Not everything goes smooth. I've been through a lot of hurdles. I've run into several brick walls, but I persevered. Like I said, I started in 2010 working on this, and the idea came to me in 2009, but I actually put it into motion and started in 2010. I technically did not launch it. We had a few sales in the test market here and there, but we ran into a lot of manufacturing issues and bumps in the road and hurdles, and then, yeah, money issues, because just as soon as you think you have it all figured out, then boom, here's another cost that comes in that you didn't factor.
Okay.
So, or you might have a manufacturer that overpromises and underdelivers, or they, and they send you junk. and it's not working properly. And you have to go find another manufacturer, or this manufacturer had this issue or that issue. So I didn't find just one manufacturer off the bat. And I had to piece part this together. So it's not a one-stop shop. I tried to do one-stop shop in the beginning, tried to go to China and just do everything there. That didn't work out. And then you run out of money. So it's a lot more cumbersome, and it's not definitely an overnight success. And you do have, some people who can go that went on Shark Tank and boom, they get the fast track. I didn't get that. So I had to figure out a way and persevere in between being a full-time mom and working full-time, because I did go back to work after I was laid off from T-Mobile and I started the project. I went back to work full-time with Verizon, but worked on this wee hours of the night when the kids were asleep. Sometimes I didn't even go to bed. I'd come home from work at 8 o'clock at night, work till the next morning, take a shower, go back to work. So it was very time consuming. It took up all my spare time when I wasn't spending it when my children are working. So raising the capital has been and still is an ongoing in order to grow and scale.
So you took the product, you went to Bye Bye Baby, you went to a few stores, and what was your experience there, and what led you to our next part, which is really starting to expand your line? So tell us about that.
Sure. I not only once I got my patent and my trademark, like I said, I was going to trade shows. I was going out, just making sure there was a market. Somebody was even going to buy it or wanted the product before I went and spent tons of money and have all this inventory sitting here that nobody was going to buy. And I know there's a fine line because these manufacturers require a high MOQ. Some of them will not send you just a few samples, or you have to go. Mine had an expiration date. So it was a very tedious on how much to order, when to order it. And then I ended up in 2017 rebranding. So I rebranded, got a nicer packaging, a better logo. It just looked all around nice, appealing to the eye for retail. And then, yes, I went and once I had it to where I wanted it, because I did not want to launch it if there was any type of quality issues. So I went and met with the buyer in New Jersey, and Bye Bye Baby, and she really loved it. But then it still took a year to even get the purchase order. So it's not as it seems. So it took a while to even get it in the stores and on the shelves.
Yeah, and it's timing because they have planograms and they have other
Calendars.
things on the shelf and calendars. And you were at that point, so you had the one product. And
Right.
why don't you kind of quickly tell us about how you started to develop this brand and the product line and why you did that? And I guess you got some interesting people involved also.
Sure, sure. So I went on to launch Swabbies at Bye Bye Baby and online, and going to the trade shows. We did D2C, which is direct to consumer, and we did B2B, which was business to business to the buyers. So as I was launching Swabbies and growing it, I had encountered along my journey through Facebook groups, trade shows. I had talked to some other baby product inventor and founders, and we had tossed some ideas together. I even put my new logo packaging out on some of the forums there to get some feedback. I did some focus groups with moms, and then just some back and forth staying in touch. Then in 2020, last year, which was a challenging year for everyone, it was an exciting year for us. Martin Hill with the Bebo, who was on Shark Tank in 2015, he did a deal with Ashton Kutcher, who was a guest shark, and Lori Grenier. He was in one of the Facebook forums, and he had mentioned to me that he was selling his product, the Bebo. And so I got to speaking with Martin, and next thing you know, in 2020, April 24th, we acquired the Bebo Swabbies Tech acquired the Bebo, which was Better Family at the time. It was in 240 Walmarts. Bye Bye Baby, Bed Bath and Beyond, and then of course doing sales online, his website from the Shark Tank show. So once we acquired the Bebo, we also in our structure we asked that Martin join our board of directors. So not only did we acquire the Bebo and such a great product and a Shark Tank product to help expand Swabbies and to help grow Swabbies, we also, he and his wife joined our board of directors, and they are still involved.
Very nice. So you have 2 products now under your Better Family Inc. brand.
No, we actually have 4 products.
4 products. Okay.
So not only did we, here's the Bebo, which it's a freehand bottle holder. So it goes over the shoulder and it fits, it's universal. So it fits all the different bottle sizes. You can rotate it. So Martin and I decided that both the companies being, freehand, single hand, they had such synergy that we definitely felt like it was a good fit for us to bring the companies together.
Very nice. So then he had more products then. So you, between his products and yours, you have 4 now?
No. So we went on to, there was another lady that I worked with another group, and her product was called Drop It Baby. And she has a patent and trademark on hers as well. And so same thing. We acquired her Drop It Baby that was at Walmart, Amazon, which the Bebo's Amazon, Swabbies is an Amazon. So we acquired that, and she joined our board of directors. Nice. So not only are we acquiring these other unique patented products, we're also combining our forces and our resources to come together and work together as a team. I run the day-to-day operations. They're on the board of directors, but if we need anything, they're there, just a phone call away.
Very nice. So now we got to a total of 4 products.
Right. So that's the Drop It Baby. Yep. And then we have Bebo and Swabbies. Then recently, okay, so that was in 2020 during the pandemic, whatever, everything else is going crazy in the world. Swabbies is acquiring products. So not only did Swabbies launch to the marketplace in 2017, then we acquired Bebo, Drop It Baby. Right after Christmas, in February, I get a phone call from Tiffany Crewmans. And Tiffany was on the pilot inaugural episode of Shark Tank, the one that I was watching the night I was on my computer filing for my provisional patent. She came up with Ava the elephant. And she did the very first successful investment on Shark Tank with Barbara Cochran. So now we are Better Family Inc. with 4 patented unique baby products that all make parenting easier. They all have the single-handed concept, and especially with all parents working from home these days, it's so much better to have these products that makes parenting easier.
Very nice. So what's the future hold for Better Family Inc. and Carmen Cook-Campbell?
Well, we're on 4. We're looking at a 5th. So we are a incubator for baby products, for unique patented baby products. So we continue to build the brands, 2 as seen on Shark Tank products that did successful deals. And they're all in Walmart, Amazon, Bye Bye Baby, Bed Bath and Beyond. Those are our major retailers right now that you can find our products. And we continue to talk to buyers, and we continue to build the brands. And Drop It Baby already has a teether brand that goes along with this. It's a suction cup ring chain. It stops the drop it game. And then Swabbies, like I said, we're looking at extending the brand and adding wipes and other products to go with the Swabbies brand. So that's what we plan to do is keep growing each brand under the Better Family umbrella.
Very nice, Carmen. Congratulations.
Thank
Really
you.
well done. And we look forward to hearing much more in the future from you, because it seems like you're on the right track here.
And as I mentioned about growing capital, we're still
Yep.
raising capital, and you can find us out on Start Engine. So startengine.com. You can actually be a shark yourself, and you can invest in Better Family Inc. and all of our unique patented products. And for as little as $300, and you can get lifetime discounts on all of our products. And that's for any products we acquire and grow as well.
Very interesting. Carmen, very quickly, there's listeners out there, there's viewers. They may have had this big idea at one point. Maybe they're working on an invention right now and they're stuck. Just give us some words of wisdom from your personal experience, from your business experience. Tell us what we're in for. Give us some words of wisdom.
Well, the biggest is don't give up. I could have given up. Like I said, I started in 2010, and look where I am now, even through a pandemic. And a year like 2020, not only do I have Swabbies brand, I now have all these other great products and their Inventor founders working with me on my team to bring all these great products to parents. So just don't give up. Do whatever it takes. You're going to have hurdles. You're going to have brick walls. You're going to have, all kinds of wrenches thrown at you. And you just have to figure out how to work around it, go through it, over it, under, whatever it takes. And I just never really, if there was an issue, I said, okay, I'm going to find somebody else. If you can't do it, somebody can.
Excellent.
And that's what I did.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Carmen, for being a guest on our show. Carmen Cook-Campbell, Better Family Inc. It's betterfamilyinc.com. Is that right?
Correct.
Excellent. Thank you again. And we hope to hear from you very soon. And we're going to keep an eye in the baby section of many of the major retailers. And we wish you all the best, Carmen. Congratulations.
Great. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. And if you would like to be a guest on the Got Invention Show, very easy. Go to gotinventionshow.com and schedule your interview. Thank you very much, and keep on inventing.